Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is a sponsored video, sponsored by Rochelle for Brianna. And here's Brianna's story. Hi, Ollie. You did a video for me in January titled, "The Narcissist Will Never Be a Good Mother." I am back after listening to your video on the narcissistic animals that really triggered me and made me think. That was the Real Me Too video. Before you get into the story, I thought I would give you some background on me. I have compound disabilities. I am albino and have liver disease. My mom has been getting my SSI check my whole life, but I convinced my father to take me to the Social Security office. In fact, I went yesterday and I'm going to be getting my own checks. My mom is white, my father is black. They are a very odd mix. My father wasn't physically around when I was a kid, while my mother was physically there, but gone in every other sense. They indefinitely broke up in February of last year. There is more, but I hope this was enough background. Now on to the story. I have realized something vile about the women in my family. When they have a boyfriend, they act like they don't poop or fart, but walk around looking like hags and nag constantly. They also brag about their sex lives, although they always get cheated on. They speak sexually explicit in front of children. They compete with each other and random women on the street. They call themselves fat and ugly, hoping someone around them will tell them they are not what they feel like they are. Complain if their boyfriend is too possessive or jealous. But if he is not, they will say they don't love them. They eat up the jealousy. They are pathetic, insecure females who fail to see their own faults, but point out everyone else's, especially their significant others. When I walk into a family gathering, I feel as though my name has been in everyone's mouth prior to me entering the room. They are jealous and feel inferior, which is why they treat me terribly. I now know this, and the fact that they do not like me due to the fact that I basically exist, and they cannot be me. I honestly hate saying such a thing. I think it makes me sound full of myself, but I also understand that I am not that way. The new realization also beats everything I stated above. I also hate to inform you to the fact that I did lie to you in the last email I sent you. I was sexually abused by family members on my mother's side. Well, I knew you were sexually abused by someone. You don't self-harm if you weren't. One video you recently made, the one on the Real Me Too, really triggered me and really made me go back into my mind and come to this realization. And that's a very valuable video, even though it's been demonetized. Which is why she wanted it out. For that reason, so she could help other people. Now I could be wrong, but I doubt it. The woman in my family's sexuality. Now I could be wrong, but I doubt it. The women in my family sexually abuse the little girls and try to calm their homosexual urges. Kind of like Charlene's mother. As a child, my aunt would make me take off my clothes and just stand in front of her. And Charlene's mother used to make her wash herself in front of her and do very similar things. I hated every holiday because I knew my mother would make me wear a dress. Her family would stare at me and make me feel uncomfortable. My aunt would run her hands all over my body, basically molesting me every holiday. That kills your sexuality, or sure does screw it up. Same stories. When they would take her to the DR. She doesn't remember a lot of it, but she remembers being passed around, sitting on laps. The dress thing. Oh, the dress thing. Same deal. When I was a kid, my aunt was staying at our house a lot because she would get kicked out of wherever. Even typing this right now is bringing this all back to me. I remember my aunt and mom tormenting me and making me feel worthless. My mom would call me names and be mean while my aunt would stare at my naked body and molest me on a daily basis. I remember one time, although I really think this happened more than once. My mom had me on her bed. My mom had me on her bed, in her and on my dad's bedroom. I was stripped from the waist down. She would prepare me, then go get my aunt and walk back to the room, and I would lay there. My mom would talk, and my aunt would have a disgusting smile on her face while staring at my private area the whole time. As I stated before, I think this happened more than once, but I think my aunt would do it without my mom. I'm sure she would. Why do you think you're self-harming? What do you think they're talking about? That feeling that they're all staring at you, and because this is where it's from. Because your mother set you up to be stared at, to be molested by your whole family. So anytime you walk around in those people, because you're blocking some of this out, those fucking sensors are going off. Because you can still feel them staring, even though you're clothed, you can still feel them staring at your naked body. Now at 22, my aunt hates me because pedophiles don't want to see their victims grow up. It's a reminder. Probably bitter over what you once were. It's disgusting. She hates what you represent. She hates that you walk around with the truth. I'm sure if she had her way, you'd be dead. One day I sat and thought about it, and of course, the sexual abuse popped in my mind, but also the fact that she let her boyfriend rape me. I was 5 and it was at my birthday party. She walked in on it and asked him what he was doing like it wasn't obvious, then gave him an annoyed look and walked away. After that, the molestation and torment started. So it's punishment. So she blames the 5-year-old as these fucking sick women do. These sick, awful, competing women. Like, part sexual desire, part torture, part just general female meanness. Horrendous. Recently, we got evicted from the last house we lived in when my parents broke up. All 4 of us went with my mother, leaving my dad on his own. In the new house, we have to share rooms. My mom gets her own room, while the 4 of us have to split and share. I refuse and still refuse. I am 22 and my sister is 11. She needs a space of her own. I sleep on the couch and have my things in the garage. I really don't mind doing this. Sure, it sucks, but my sister is like my daughter, and I have been taking almost full-time care of her since she was a baby. Although I have no problem sleeping on the couch, my mother seems to be very bothered by it. She complains to everyone about me sleeping on the couch while thinking about why she could be so mad about this, brought up everything I said above. Is she trying to make me a fucking disgusting person by sharing a room with her or what? Yes. It's trying to bring you into the fold. And God knows what's happening to your sister when you're not around. That is the only conclusion I can come down to. That is what women in her family do. I do not see how being a child molester is any better than being a lesbian or bisexual. Long story short, I came out as a lesbian about 2 years ago. I'm actually bisexual. With my sexuality taken into consideration, I really think that she is trying to make me go down the same road the women in her family has. I am not going to repress and hide my sexuality, but then act it out on children. That is wrong and disgusting. Well, sexuality doesn't necessarily have anything to do with pedophilia. But I get your point. She also told me a lie about me not being able to get my SSI check till I'm 25 and how it's not her fault why she gets it and I do. The next day I went to the office and handled my shit. What does she want me to stay here till I'm 25 for, so she can keep getting the SSI check? That's it. That's all you're good for at this point is the SSI check. If you're not going to molest your sister, why have you not called the police? You want to end this? Call the cops. Go to the police. Excuse me. I can't figure out what she wants from me. I think she wants to destroy me and is realizing she failed in doing such. Sorry if I might be unorganized. I was letting my thoughts flow and writing as I remember. And sorry for this being so long. Thank you in advance for any advice or insight you may give me. And also thank you to the sponsor. Keep doing what you're doing. I greatly appreciate it. Brianna. Story's very similar to Charlene's. Brianna. Like I've said before, I'm the only man Charlene's been with. So, it's no surprise that, you know, your stories are the same to me. The one thing that keeps Charlene up at night, the only thing that keeps Charlene up at night about her family, is she has nieces. Her oldest brother has daughters who they allow her parents around them. And that terrifies her. You got an 11-year-old sister there who your mother's trying to get you to abuse. For her sake, you have to go to somebody here. Where was your father in all this? If you're on permanent disability, I mean, there's other options you can get. You could get state aid to get into a state housing with you and your sister. You got to get away from these women. She's 11. They're not going to stop. Or they're going to try to get her pregnant early. Or God forbid you have a daughter. What do you think's going to happen, Brianna? You got to end this. You got to end this now. You got to expose them. You got to go to somebody. And you have to do it. Because you're still sitting in the middle of it. Your mother's a grade A piece of shit. Just like Charlene's mother. They know what they are. Charlene's brother knows what they are. That's what she can't do anything about it. Father beat her brother just as bad as her. Knows the animals they are. Keeps her. That's the only thing she worries about. You can do something about it. Okay, you have to look into what options you have to get out of there. before she destroys your sister, and God knows you got to break the cycle. So I hope that helps, because this is a very, very sad story, but it's a very familiar story. So thank you for writing in again, Brianna. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Rochelle for sponsoring this video. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.